Hello and welcome back. It's probably August at this point. Who knows? Um, I have been stuck inside my room for what feels like a millennia, and it's time for more music. So we have three submissions today, and I'm going to just go ahead and get started right away with Money by It's Rodney. Awesome. Thank you so much. That was amazing. Big fan. Very good. Um, by the way, I've started not listening to the tracks beforehand. For most of the other episodes, I had at least heard some of the track before. Now I'm not doing that anymore, with the exception of obviously if I post something myself. Uh, Very good. I love that. I only have two comments. First of all, I love the bass. The 808's amazing, and the white noise in the high end is good. Really fills out the mix. The only criticism that I have uh, during this second drop here, I'd like to see the bass melody, I guess you could call it that, come in immediately instead of waiting a little bit, because then I kind of feel like I'm not sure if the drop has started yet or if you were just having like a section before. Not really sure, but other than that, amazing, great mix, great concept. amazing. So keep it up. Please submit more. I'd love to hear more of what you got. And be sure to follow It's Rodney down in the description. Okay, next up we got some Nephalem with Regret in Heaven, which is a work in progress. Excellent. Thank you very much for the submission. Great song. Again, only have very minimal feedback. I guess I'm in less of a picky mood today. But firstly, I want to say that I really like this bass in the second half. I think it's awesome. I'm not exactly sure. I was looking over at the imager. Can't tell if the bass is going to be too wide for mono compatibility or not. Again, it's a work in progress, so plenty of time to fix it. But I would just check and make sure that's at least the low end of it, or the low mids too, because you kind of have the a little bit of that low mid in there. Make sure that works in mono. Otherwise, people listening in mono are going to miss out on it. And then the other thing I had to say is in the first half here, I would have liked to hear a little more effects on the snare. It just sounded a little dry to me. Compared to the kick, at least. I mean, obviously your kick is dry, as it should be, but there's not really any top end of the kick, so it sits a little farther back in the mix, which I think really suits the track. But compared to the snare, they just kind of feel like they're two different instruments, which I know it's kind of stupid to say because they technically are. One's a kick, one's a snare, but I don't know. They just feel like they're in different positions in the mix. So maybe some reverb on there, maybe pull it back a little bit. I don't know. Up to you. But good track. Thanks for the submission. And be sure to follow him down in the description. Okay. And lastly, we have Dream by Jacob Montano.
I had a dream that my fingers bent backwards, my face up to the sky. Where I looked into your eyes, they were my eyes the whole time. And in that dream, I opened my mouth to scream, but nobody heard me, 'cause they were all asleep. And so I stepped into your temple, I burned to ash where I stood, while you watched in silence. I had a dream. I had a dream. I had a dream. Or maybe it was a nightmare. I had a dream. I had a dream. I had a dream. Or maybe it was a nightmare all along.
Excellent. Thank you for the submission, Jacob. So for those of you who don't know, which is probably everybody because I don't have any fans, I've actually known Jacob for a very long time. So I'm going to be picky as shit. No, I'm going to be somewhat reasonable. First thing I noticed is, I mean, the pan here, it'd be hard to not notice it. But again, I'm always thinking about mono compatibility. Since it's panned hard to the side, there's obviously not going to be any phase issues. I'm not a panning law guy, but I'm pretty sure that'll make it quieter in mono. I don't know. Somebody please correct me on that. So again, just check that. My ear is not very good when it comes to pitch, so this is probably incorrect. But I think it was this chord here sounded out of tune to me. Let's see, which one was it?
Maybe it was a nightmare.
Yeah, that sounded a little out of tune to me. I don't know if it is or not. Genuinely, my ear is not good at all, so that's just how I perceived it. Maybe it's not. And then last thing was, I think there's a bit too much high end in this section here. I think it's a bit of the top end of the guitar, and maybe the cymbals too are kind of fighting for attention. I don't know if you'd want to pan that or widen out the cymbals and mono the guitar. I don't know, something to think about, chew on there. So thank you very much for the submission. And thank you to everybody for watching. Please be sure to follow everybody down in the description. Again, if without them, there would be no music, and then the series would suck a lot more. And if you want to submit something, I'm going to have a Google form link in the description, so you can click that. You just got to answer a couple questions, put your name in, give me a link to the file, or upload the file directly. and give me the link that you want me to put in the description for you, and then you can have your music up here. There's literally nothing to it. I don't go through and review them. I will play anything. I just ask that you keep it under 5 minutes or so. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.